Let's talk about the core message. This comes from the vision session that I do with companies. I also warn companies in the vision session that it is going to be the time that your brain is going to hurt the most because we do the most amount of wordsmithing and thinking and engaging with ideas and big picture things. And we look at core values, and the next piece we do after that is core message. And core message, we look in three different planes. Now, I took this from Simon Sinek's, first it was a TED Talk he did a number of years ago, but then there's also a book called Start With Why by Simon Sinek. It's on my bookshelf back here. It's one I recommend to people all the time. The idea with this book of Start With Why, and I'm not going to do as good of a job as Simon Sinek, but I'll bear with me. So the idea is that you, as a company, if you're trying to get your message out and you start with the what you do, and then how you do it, and then why you do it, that message usually falls flat. So let me give you an example. So if you're a computer company and you say, okay, what do we do? Well, we build computers. Okay, how? Well, we source a lot of stuff in different parts of the world, put it together, we kind of manufacture it in the United States, and then we sell it. Computers, servers. Why do we do it? So that our shareholders can make more money. I mean, there's probably other reasons, but if that was the core message to your company, you could see why people would not be very passionate about working there. It's just a job. What? Well, we're just making computers. I'm just clocking in, serving my time. How do we do it? Yeah, we've got process, things like that, whatever. Why? I don't know, because the boss told me so. That is not something that inspires people to want to be there for a long time. However, there was another computer company, and the way that they went about their messaging was very different. Why? Well, we believe that the crazy ones are the ones that are going to change the world. People that do amazing things that have never been done before, that push the limits, that do things that some people might think is a little out there. How are we going to do that? Well, we do that through technology and innovation and always pushing ourselves in terms of design, in terms of functionality, in terms of aesthetics. What do? We happen to sell computers. And that was Apple. So if you remember, Steve Jobs was a master of telling the story around here's why. And some of the ads, go look them up on YouTube. They're some of the best ads out there about being the crazy ones, about why 1984 doesn't need to be 1984. It was brilliant. And to this day, you have people that are still fanatical about Apple products. People will camp out for days to get the new iPhone. Don't know if that's true anymore. It was definitely true years ago. But people don't do that for the latest Dell computer. Or I'm recording this on a Lenovo machine. People don't camp out for days to get the latest Lenovo machine. Because once people believe what you believe and you have that connection, then the how and the what just become things to figure out, issues to solve, concerns to be talked about, overcome. And so when we work on the core message, we need to always start with why. Why are we here? So I posed the question this way. And so if you've got a piece of paper and you want to write these thoughts out for yourself with your own company, is why do you exist? Why is your company there doing what you do in the place that you're doing it? Because my challenge is there's probably other people that do the same thing you do. So for example, my first company that I had, besides being a paper boy, as I started a painting company. Now, there were other painting companies in the town I was in. I did not have this solidified, but let's just use the painting company. If you're a painting company and somebody says, well, why? Why are you in business? There's other painting companies out there. There's other painting companies in your town. So why do you do the things that you do? Your reason, your why, I would challenge, may need to be bigger than just to make money. It usually needs to be a purpose. There needs to be a bigger passion. There needs to be a cause that you're behind. Because when you have those things figured out, that's what inspires people to want to follow you. I named my company Lead Academy, Leadership Academy, because a lot of things that we do in business and life has to do with leadership, has to do with influence. And if you get people that believe the same things you believe, you can move mountains. You can do amazing things. So understand the why. Then how do you do what you do? And what do you do? So the question around the why is, why are you here? The how is, how are you doing it in a way that is different? What are the main differentiators? What are the main uniques? What are the main things that you're doing that are different than other people? It could be that you're the low price leader because you figured out a specific way to do something. It could be that you have a special sauce that nobody knows about. It could be that you are the most customer centric and people are willing to pay a higher premium for white glove type service. So what we do with the core message is we write all the ideas down. And so if you're doing this with your team, here's how we do it. Is you sit down with your team and you just ask that question, why? Why do you think that we're in business? Or why do you show up to work here? Of all the places you could work, why here? And write those things down. And then you take those ideas and you do your very best to synthesize them into a phrase. Why are we here? So the example that I use all the time, because it was an example that it was the first time I was in a meeting like this, and we were asked these questions, and the company I worked for was an internet company. And so, why? And we started figuring it out. And what we came up with, the phrase that we came up with is that the reason that we exist is to create an amazing team and future for that team. I'm not going to tell you who the team was. To create that's why we're here. We're here because we want to create an amazing team. We have a great environment. We have a great work environment. We had a great group of people that we wanted to work with. And that is a good reason. Why do we exist? We exist for the benefit of each other here on this team. Now, that why statement isn't something that you necessarily put on a billboard somewhere, right? You don't say, billboard, internet company, here is why we exist, to build a great team. Okay. To the customer, the consumer, they don't care about that. What they do care about is the how and the what. What do you do different? Why should I give you my dollars? And the how and the what statements, in the same way, you sit with your team, how do we do what we do? What are the things that makes us different? Is there anything that we do better than anybody else? We are best in class in what? And you write those ideas down. And as you put those ideas down on paper, again, you take everybody's ideas, throw them on a whiteboard, a big piece of paper, and you do your best to synthesize and to wordsmith to get all of that down so you can come up with some phrase, some meaning behind it, and some different core messages that emerge. So back to the internet company, we exist to create a great future for the team because we exist for each other. That's why we're here. The how and the what do we do better than anybody else? And so the phrase was, we are the best customer experience in telecommunications. The best customer experience. And the fun thing is, I haven't found a company that's better. In all my research and all my time at different companies, I haven't found another internet company that is better in that field, in the best customer experience in telecommunications. So other companies have done all sorts of crazy things with the why. Why do they exist as a company? How do they do what they do? What do they do that's better than anybody else? And so that's my challenge to you, is to figure out your why. Why are you in business? And if it was just you as a solo entrepreneur and you built your company, it was probably to make money, to provide for your family. But now that you have a team, you need to get their why. Why are they here? Why are they working for you? Of all the places, of all the people they could be working for, why you? Why now? And then once you have that established, this is why we are here. Then look at the how. Look at the what. What do we do that's better than anybody else? Where are we best in class in? And how do we deliver on that promise that we want to keep to our customers?